we are going to wrap this evening up with this last conversation between Ben, looks like the last anyway, between Ben and Anthony at Abigail's. And Anthony asks Ben, does he still love Abigail? Okay, Anthony, let's see what answer you get. Let's hop in here.
Hey man, how you feel about letting this beautiful house go? I mean, your house is nice, man, but this, and not only this house, but you had some good memories here, man. How you feel about letting this go?
Going home to Danielle's just fine.
He's saying that doesn't
I wasn't
sound
gonna
too
say nothing, but
reassuring. He's trying to convince himself.
I don't know. You and Abigail seemed kind of cozy. You know, it wasn't back and forth like when y'all were getting divorced. Seemed like home.
Mhm.
So, you still love Abigail? Come on, man. This your boy. You can be honest with me.
You know, there is something about Abigail that she gave me that spark, you know. Believe it or
Mhm.
not, there's some truth to what she was saying. Waking up next to her every morning, her doing her best, looking her best,
Mm.
it motivated me to get money, make money. When you got a wife at home who's got it all together like that, it's a different level of intensity you put towards things. So
Now, see, this is why I could respect Ben more than Anthony, because he appreciated the motivation that Abigail gave him, having that go-getter spirit, the way she put herself together, loving herself, beautifying herself. He talked about in the past about the food that he enjoyed that she cooked. Like those qualities he said, brought out a spark in him, made him want to go do more because she was a motivator for him. This is how Anthony should look at Amber. She's a go-getter. She's beautiful. She always put herself together. Here you go pouring into Delicia, who you don't even know. You know, oh, I got discernment, trying to mac on her, being so grimy with her, pouring in, flattering her when you should be pouring into your wife, appreciating your wife, saying good things about her to lift her up because she's that motivator that was out there getting that money for Bar 44. She was building a business like she building this restaurant. She's the go-getter that's trying to do well because she's an example of you. She's a reflection of you. But he's intimidated by that. He rather the one like maybe like Danielle that was doesn't loved him, was easier with him, but didn't have that gumption, didn't know as much about business, didn't have that fight like Abigail did, but she was easy and she's common, and he just went back to something whatever caused him to break up. He's saying, that had a lot to do with him. He's probably reflecting on Abigail's words why their marriage didn't work. And now he may look on that going back. Did he make a mistake going back to Danielle? He may question that. Um, there may be things we may learn about Danielle that we may not like so much. We've seen certain things that we do like about her, but maybe there's certain things as time goes on that we don't like, or was not as favorable, that caused maybe Ben to leave her in the first place. I don't know. We have yet to see that. We don't know everything about Abigail. We it's a lot to this story, and it's both sides. And I'm not gonna say I'm 100% on Danielle's side because I don't know everything about Ben like that. But I see how he can appreciate um, what it was about Abigail. It was different, and this is the same thing that Anthony should see in Amber. He rather somebody in love with a woman like Shayla who has the looks on the outside, but ain't got nothing going for her. Nothing going except he can control her, and she goes to his every beck and call, and she fulfills his animalistic desires. That's it. Has nothing going for her. Nothing. So, even if she did, she's not letting that show because she just wants to be kept. There was a time when her and Amber were friends early on. She would used to do hair. She used to style and color and cut Amber's hair. I remember an old skit I had went back to a couple months ago. And when things were different before Anthony, I think was even may have even been before Arby, but their friendship was, a little bit newer. But they were doing things, and she was really, it was a good friendship at that time. And Shayla had a skill of hair. Do that. It's not like you don't possess a skill, but Shayla doesn't care to tap into that or expand into that. She got to a place where she just wants to be kept and have not do nothing except just be a kept woman, and that's not good. I mean, hey, if a man don't mind, that's what you want, but that's not saying enough for you to take care of yourself and build yourself, and you have a child, because that man leaves you, and what do you have? Nothing. You can't depend on that. You have to do with you. But Anthony's okay with that, but you see, it's opposite for Ben.
Well, I guess I got my answer. Take that as a yes.
And
I love my wife, Danielle.
just like you lie and say you don't love Shayla like that no more. You love your wife.
Beautiful house.
Both of y'all lying to yourself.
You know, two things
No,
can
no,
still
no,
hold
no,
you.
no, no buts, Anthony.
See, he trying to
No
get
sense
past
looking in
that.
the past. That's how you get stuck in life,
Right,
right?
right.
I love Danielle. I'm gonna go home to Danielle,
That's a decision that he made.
where I'm loved and cherished. I'm not gonna get stuck looking in the past. That's just it's not good for your soul.
Mm,
Yeah,
I can respect that.
yeah. There's some things that's good for my soul too.
See, see, he trash. He trash. This is the difference between Ben. At least Ben has some type of conscious. Ben has a conscious. He'll reflect. He thinks about his soul. He thinks about making things right with God, striving to be better than he was before. Anthony's not trying to do that. He's like, don't look back. Be happy with the decision you made. Anthony came back to Amber for a reason. He looked back because he wanted to certain things he wanted to get right. Now he does that. Now that he got those assets together where he wants it to be, now he's looking back. We know when Lot's wife looked back, what happened to her, right? That's not always good. We know historically we look back, so we know where we're going. It's good to remember um, certain things that we don't want to go back to, or things that will help build us up for the future. But don't go and get stuck back there, because that looking back in that aspect is not good. Um, Anthony, I know what's good for my soul. Yeah, looking after other women that's not your wife, and money, big homes, fancy cars, materialistic things. Those are the things that feed Anthony's soul. And that's why his soul and his life is going to go straight to hell as long as he keep that mindset and keep going on that path. And you need to break away from that before he sends you straight to hell too, Amber. Cut those ties and let this devil go. Because Anthony's mindset is not that of a good, solid marriage and a foundation with God at the center. He wants to do whatever he wants. He wants to constantly continue to lust and fulfill his desires. And he doesn't want, I don't know how Ben, after a while, something tells me that Ben and Anthony's relationship may deplete. I mean, their friendship may crumble sooner or later, because he's not going on that same path with Anthony. He doesn't think totally the same way is Anthony. Anthony likes his friends to think messed up like him. He says certain questions and does certain things. He did that to Chase before. You ever thought about cheating on Candace? He does these evil things. He drops because he wants people to be like him. He wants to see who he can partner with, who's a snake like him. And people that functions like that, that's when you have to cut those ties because we're not thinking the same. We not striving for the same things. I can do business with you, but outside of that, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend. And if it's somebody you can't trust or deceptive and moves like a snake like Anthony, then you may need to cut these ties with this friendship. You may need to end this. But Darren, Darren, a piece of work. He could probably be friends with Anthony more so than Ben. But Ben trying to build his money and do his business, so he may hold on to that. But after a while, if it plays on your conscience, um, and it's not good for your spirit, then that's this may be a friendship you need to end. Put in the comments what y'all think. Do you think Ben is a better quality of man than Anthony? He has better characters, morals than Anthony, or you think they one and the same? I don't know. Um, I think I think Ben does have feelings still, but he's trying to get past that and resolve and live in the decision that you can still love somebody, but you can't stay with them. And when you move past with someone else that you love, you got to live with the decision you made and not look back to that because it's going to pull you in and mess up what you have here in the present time. Put in the comments what you think. Have a great night, family. That's it. We will continue tomorrow. Okay. Have a blessed one. Have a great night's sleep. Sweet dreams. Peace.